All right, guys, back with another video. So Pierre Poilievre had an interview yesterday, and he has a pretty interesting exchange. So let's have a look at this, and then we're going to talk about it after, like usual.
On his first day on the job, President Trump signed an executive order, the U.S. government only recognizing two genders, male, female. They're unchangeable. If elected as prime minister, is that something that you're going to kind of walk in line with, or what are your feelings on that executive order?
Well, I don't know. Do you have any other genders that you'd like to name?
Me personally?
Yes.
I'm just asking more so if you're in line with what he is saying. Do you agree with what he's saying? Is that something that you would be lockstep with if elected as prime minister?
Well, I'm not aware of any other genders than men and women. I mean, if you have any other that you want me to consider, you're welcome to tell me right now.
Well, there's personally, I am a man. As people who say cis man. There are people there who, they say they're
Me too.
gender
I'm a
neutral.
Man. Well,
you are a man. Yes. There are people there who say they're gender neutral. Yeah, they say they're gender neutral. They're a trans person. Is that something that you would recognize here? Whereas in the States, at least with their U.S. government, the way they're seeing it, there's only two.
I'm only aware of two, but I mean, if you come up with another list, then you're welcome to do that. But I'm aware of two, and as far as I'm concerned, we should have a government that just minds its own damn business and leaves people alone to make their own personal decisions. That's the kind of government I'm going to run.
And with that, the current government, they currently have passports that allow people to put on, gender neutral on their passport. Advocate groups want the government, mind you, the outgoing government, to ask the U.S., would the U.S. recognize these passports, obviously on their way out, if you are the next prime minister? Is that something that you would advocate for?
I have to be honest.
Yeah.
I have to be honest with you. I just saw your segment on homeless encampments that are popping up all over Toronto. We've got 25% of our population in poverty. Housing costs have doubled. Crime is rampaging through our streets. I just find it to be a strange priority to spend time talking about this. My priority is to give people back control of their lives, bring back Canada's promise that anyone who works hard gets a powerful paycheck and pension that buys affordable food, gas, and homes in safe neighborhoods. That's the promise we need for Canadians. If Liberals want to talk about different labels for gender that they want to put on passports in the United States, they can do that. I'm going to talk about the things that will bring home Canada's promise.
And see, I love what Pierre did there, because you can see that the reporter is clearly trying to trap him. But Pierre wasn't having any of it. He's like, listen, what he said is you can do whatever you want as if you're an adult, right? As long as you're not hurting anybody, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so if some 28-year-old wants to identify as gender neutral, whatever. Yes, there are only two genders. If you think otherwise, you're just wrong. And that's fine to be wrong too. But the fact that we're having to have this discussion still amongst all these issues, homelessness, crime, unaffordability, etc., etc., etc. I wish Pierre Poilievre would bring up the birth rate collapse, basically. I think it's like 1.3, someone told me, in Canada, which is not good. However, it's too hard to afford a family, so we need to fix that first. And then hopefully we can get some of the degeneracy out of society. But again, we need to get criminals in jail. We need to manage our border, get rid of these drug dens, crime, etc. And then we can move on to these other things. But because the Liberals have screwed things up so badly, the first 2 years of Pierre's term is going to be just undoing the mistakes. And if he does that, which I'm sure he will, because that's usually where conservatives are the best, is financially. They likely will make things a little bit more affordable. We're probably going to see, better paying jobs. We're going to be selling our oil, right? We're going to become a more rich country under Pierre Poilievre, probably. And yes, that also means corporate billionaires will make a lot of money, but so will we. Not as much, but man, it'll be better than what it is right now, that's for sure. Right? But Pierre just absolutely destroyed this guy, just completely embarrassed him. The reporter tries to trap him in this stupid little thing. And Pierre Poilievre just comes out and says, hey, listen, there's two genders. On to the next thing. Because there are so many other important issues that are just destroying this country right now, and that's why we need change. That's why we need a conservative government right now. Hopefully Pierre keeps his promises, and hopefully once he fixes these other issues, we can then get to, the birth rate issue. Okay, how can we make it more, how can we incentivize young men and women getting together and having children, starting families? They have to figure out a way to do that, because it is a big issue, and I don't hear it addressed nearly enough, at least in this country. I hear it from people in the States, but the birth rate issue, the birth rate collapse, the population collapse is a huge issue. We're falling under replacement, and I mean, let's be honest. Nobody, whether I don't care what race or culture or religion you're from, no one wants that to happen to their own people. Nobody. And I'm not even talking about the white, black. I'm talking everybody. We need to start having children. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you agree with Pierre Poilievre? Do you think he absolutely owned this reporter? And do you agree with what I said about the birth replacement rate? The birth rate falling below replacement. Do you agree with that? Do you think it's a problem? Do you think overpopulation or underpopulation is a problem? Please don't be shy. I really enjoy listening to you guys, engaging with you guys, reading your comments. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with a new video.